You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the October 20th meeting for the Michigan City Board of Public Works and Safety. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good afternoon. I'll call to order this Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Monday, October 20th, 2025. The official time is 4 o'clock, and I'll begin with a roll call. Mr. York is here. Ms. Moore?
Present.
Tamiko is, Ms. Smith is absent. Ms. Antisdale?
Present.
Mr. Simmons is gone. Ms. LePage?
Here.
Gotcha. We do have a quorum. All right. Our first order of business today is approval of minutes from our regular hybrid Zoom meeting on October 6th, 2025. Has everyone had time to review those? And if so, could we entertain a motion?
Motion to approve. Support.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Antisdale?
Aye.
Ms. Moore?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Our next order of business is an opening of proposals, and I do believe we have an update on that. Ms. LePage, would you fill us in on what's going on with that?
You do. I would be asking the board to table the opening of the proposals. We need to issue an addendum on this project. Obviously the addendum will include the new opening date, but we would ask for it to be tabled
Okay.
next meeting.
To our next meeting?
Mhm.
Great. See what the date. November 3rd. Hearing that, do I hear a motion to table this till our November 3rd? That'd be our first meeting in November. Anyone like to make that motion?
I make a motion to table it until the November 3rd meeting.
Excellent.
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Antisdale?
Aye.
Ms. Moore?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Perfect. All righty. Our next order of business is request for special purchase. The Michigan City Police Department is requesting the special purchase of 11 2022 Dodge Durangos that are currently leased with LaPorte Chrysler for a total amount of $220,100.65. Good afternoon,
Board. Dave Cooney, Chief of Services with the Michigan City Police Department. Assistant Chief Shaparsky could not be here today, so I'm here on his behalf. We're looking to basically purchase out a lease a year early. It's for 11 2022 Durangos. Total cost of $220,000. $220,100.65.
Perfect. Thank you. Any questions of Chief Cooney? Assistant Chief Cooney? Any questions for this purchase? I do believe there was proof of the funding provided. So I think we can. Do we have anything, Amber, that you need to add? Okay. I think we can take action on this today. Any questions of Chief Cooney? Okay, I'll open it up for public comment. Any public comment on this item? Any public comment on this item? Going once, going twice. Okay, close public comments. Would any further questions of Chief Cooney? If not, I'll entertain a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve the request of the special purchase for 11 2022 Dodge Durangos for that are currently leased with LaPorte Chrysler for the total amount of $220,100.65.
Support.
Hearing a second, I'll call for the vote. Ms. Antisdale? Ms. Moore?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Right. Next order of business is a request for a special event and road closure. The Michigan City Main Street Association is requesting the following: to host their annual Shelf Ice Brew Fest on February 21st, 2026 from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. To close 8th Street between Washington Street and Franklin Street from 12 p.m. on February 20th to 12 p.m. on February 22nd. Good afternoon.
Hi, how do you do?
I'm very good. How are you?
Hi, I'm Justin Post, the president of the Michigan City Main Street Association, and this request is for the Shelf Ice Brew Fest in 2026. The date of the event will be February 21st, 2026. I have the paperwork submitted. Now, the street closure would be on the 20th so that we could set up on 8th Street there, in between the two parking lots. The event would take place in the parking lot, the GOAT parking lot behind Hokkaido, 8th Street from Washington to Franklin Street, and the Farmers Market.
Farmers Market
Parking lot, yeah. The parking lots themselves, I would like to be closed on Thursday through that Sunday, so that we can set up our tents. Because it does take the tent rental company multiple days. They actually don't even have enough trucks to bring all the tents in at the same time.
Any questions of Mr. Post?
Why was it moved from where it was last year?
Where it was last year wouldn't actually accommodate the number of people that we usually have at the event. Last year we had half the attendance that we usually do, for many reasons, but the ticket sales didn't start until much later. So that was about half the people that we had when we were on Franklin Street, every year prior to that. So the attendance wouldn't fit at that location. It also doesn't, we think, showcase the downtown of Michigan City as well. It's a vacant lot. There's nothing there besides across Pine Street to the west. There's nothing really to see there. There's no monetization of any of the area surrounding the layout from last year. No businesses that they can see from the event.
Did you talk with all the various departments yet, Mr. York? Do
I
we
did-
know if we've got the feedback? Because I know that it was strategically placed there last year because we had so many businesses complaining.
Yeah, actually, I do believe we had a meeting, an internal meeting about this, and I think this was you brought us some locations, and this was actually a location that we checked with the police department, looking at Captain Jesse back there, or Commander Jesse.
Ooh.
I do believe this was run by former Chief Corley, if I'm not mistaken, but our chief has our assistant chief has left, or I would ask him because he's probably aware of it. No, I know that this was run by a previous chief, and it was brought up because the road is wide at this location. It has two public parking lots, and it's a signalized intersection. So they thought they could control it a little bit better. Some of the other benefits were, again, going back to the downtown. It kind of got pulled out of the downtown. Although Fifth Street is a great street, it's nice and big, we do have a planned development going there in the near future, and that street may not look the same as it looks right now in the future. So we didn't want to get you guys all set up and then all of a sudden have the carpet pulled out from underneath you. And we thought it made sense to move it back down to the downtown, but still spare our Franklin Street business owners the closures. So yes, we have had
Okay, so
numerous. We've had a lot of
it's
discussions about this.
Police department, other departments were involved, right?
I think fire and everyone was involved in this discussion. Yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah. And you guys did bring us a couple of locations that you
Yeah.
wanted, actually, that you wanted us to look at.
Right, yeah.
It always historically had been told to Main Street, because I've been on Main Street before, that we couldn't use 8th Street because of the signalization, and that was from a previous chief. But once we asked Chief, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain. Our previous chief, Corley, about it, he's like, he didn't see a reason why we couldn't have it there. Yeah. It's just some history background. Any other questions of Mr. Post? I personally like the idea of having it back closer to downtown. Just think it has a benefit. You can walk to it a little bit easier.
Say, I feel like I like this area a lot better than last year's location as well.
For us, just wind, electricity, there's a number of things that old
Yeah.
site was kind of like, yeah, out in the bush. Now we're back in town.
Yeah. Any other departments that want to weigh in on this? Sean, you had time to look at it. Captain Jesse, you look at this? Okay.
They have not submitted their certificate of insurance yet, but with our new event policy, the certificate of insurance is not required until the meeting after the event is approved. So that would just be pending the certificate of insurance by the next Board of Works meeting if this were to be approved today. So I did talk to him about that.
Excellent. Thank you. Any other questions of Mr. Post from the board? Okay, I'm open up for public comment.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, this is Tommy Kolavin with 1316. I really don't have a problem with having a shelf ice Rufus. I know other cities have this, like Whiting, they have the Pierogi Fest every year right on 109th Street, and that's huge. But my thing is just move it 1 block north to 7th Street. Let them close between Washington and Franklin, and go to the redevelopment commission and let them use the plaza lot. They just did that for the last splash event for the United Way, and that turned out real good. They fenced it all in and whatnot. I don't see, 8th Street is more of a major busy thoroughfare. So I think it would be better if you just had it on 7th. That's why we tore down the Kresge and Woolworth building back in 2017 and had all that done, so we can open that up for our public events. So that's would be my recommendation. I think it's nice having there on 8th and Washington for our farmers market, but actually closing the street, I think it ought to be better. Just move it 1 block north on 7th Street. Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Hello, board. Scott Melantur, Kenwood Place. Firstly, I'd like to thank Main Street for throwing this event and Justin for representing them. Compared to last year's delayed filing, this is really good practice to be here so early, and I think we all appreciate that. I too am dumbfounded as why we're not putting this on 7th Street. It's a street designed for these things with our event space that has the electricity. 8th Street has other businesses on it that would be affected. The problem with having it downtown in the past was putting it on Franklin. We all understand the problems that caused, but why do we have a central plaza if we're not going to use it? And so I second everything Tommy said about that. I'm confused as to why we won't use the 7th Street plaza for this type of thing. But again, I thank them for doing it, and think we should think about 7th Street instead of 8th. Thank you.
So I'll answer your questions, both of you. It isn't a hard surface. You can't get snow out of it. So that's why. It's literally snow removal and things of that nature. And from the redevelopment commission standpoint, we don't want to, if it was to rain or something like that, it would be a really bad idea to have it out on the grass. So that's why. Yeah. Literally is a hard surface.
Yeah, and if I might add, that the street from Washington to Franklin is about like 10% of the area we actually need for all the vendors and the attendees for the event.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other public comments? Any other public comments on this item? Any other public comments? Okay, I'll close public comments. Any other comments from the board on this topic? Sure. Ms. Moore, you good?
I would also like to note they are still working on their emergency action plan as well. I told them that would be due 30 days before the event because they're still working on getting like names and for emergency personnel and things of that sort.
Okay. So should we put that on our list to make sure you get, okay. Okay, so we need the COI next month. I'm just going through my head what we need. On November 3rd, we need the COI, Certificate of Insurance, turned into you, correct? 30 days prior to this event, we need our emergency management plan turned in. So if we're in February, we'd need it in January. First meeting in January, second meeting in January, no delays, or no, first meeting in January. Got it. Just want to make sure we got all the dates. So we should probably put this on our pending list at that point in time to be heard, or do we just need it turned in? Okay. So what do you guys think? Make sure we at least revisit it and say, did we get it? You okay with that? All right. Anyone like to take a stab at it?
Motion to approve pending the emergency action plan and the COI by the first meeting in January.
Here a second.
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Miss, I was going to call Miss Tisdale.
You're good.
I was gonna call you Mr. Simmons, sorry. Miss Tisdale. Oh gosh, Miss Moore.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. I know, it's been a long day. Thank you guys for, we really appreciate you working with
you.
the city. And we always appreciate the Main Street events. And I think this is gonna be an interesting location, if nothing less. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how it works out.
We're excited.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, next order of business is a sidewalk closure for construction. Precision Maintenance Solutions is requesting a sidewalk closure in front of 1605 Franklin Street from Ann Street to Homer Street for the demolition and facade repair of 1605 Franklin Street. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tell us your name and address.
John Vogt, 36 Edinburgh Street in Valparaiso University, or Valparaiso, Indiana.
Great.
Yeah, I apologize. I wanted to make sure that I came here in person and told you we're going to decline on the additional insurance for the street closure and defer to Mr. Patino under undefeated because there seemed to be some redundancy in the insurance cost with that whole thing. So I'm going to withdraw our request for that application.
Okay, so withdraw the actual closure application. I
Yeah,
just want to make sure.
closure application. Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. So do we need to take action on this?
No, he's
No,
withdrawing.
yeah,
It's
just
due.
gone, yeah. Okay,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
yeah, thank you. Okay, that was easy. The next order of business is a road closure for LaPorte County Project Management. I'm sorry, road closure for construction. LaPorte County Project Management is requesting the closure of parking spaces on Washington Street and 7th Street along the Barker Mansion from 7 a.m. on October 27th, 2025 through October 29th, 2025 at 7 p.m. to inspect the roof of the Barker Mansion with a 120-foot tall man lift. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Scott Cooley, 203 Harrison Street.
Tell us just what you're,
Okay, so,
give us a little snippet of what
We
we're
need to
doing.
have a 120-foot boom lift.
Okay.
We'll be on the parking spaces on Washington Street and on 7th Street.
Okay.
We won't be closing down the roads. But when the boom swings, it could get out into traffic, so we'll have people there directing traffic, but we won't close any lanes of traffic.
Okay, Tim, you've given it a review. You good? Engineer Warner? Commander Jesse, you giving it a look? Good, okay.
And it won't be closed for 3 full days. It'll be a few hours each day.
Got it. Okay. And you'll have people out there manning, making sure. Cool. All right. All righty. Any questions, Mr. Cooley? Any questions from the board? All right, I'll call for, I'm going to open up for public comment. Any public comment on this item? Any public comment on this item? Any public comment? Anything online? Okay, I'll close public comments. Any further questions of Mr. Cooley about this project? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Seems pretty simple.
Motion to approve.
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale,
Aye.
Ms. Moore,
Aye.
chair votes aye as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next order of business is a request to build on city easement. Alan Moss of 502 Tremont Street is requesting to install a fence on the city easement of his home. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and address for the record, and then just tell us what you're seeking to do.
All right, Alan Moss, 502 Tremont Street, on the corner of Tremont and Maple. So I've been taking care of that property that I thought, I got pictures of what I've been taking care of and what the city was taking care of, which they didn't. The city engineer was out, the councilman Coulter was out, and where they're gonna put a sidewalk there and put sod in between where the sidewalk is and where I want to put the fence. So I was just wondering who is going to take care of that property since I've been taking care of city property for 27 years. Because I got pictures of how the city's been taking care of the property since I talked to Sue Downs, and I was going to just wanted gravel put in there since no one was taking care of the property and the weeds were growing bad, and I got pictures of it. And also it's 17 feet from my garage. There's been brick the whole time since I bought the place that I've been taking care of. It's a straight line, like at the end of my driveway. I don't see, no one's seemed to have a problem with where they're gonna put they're gonna put a sidewalk on the 500 block on one side of Maple Street. On the 600 block, there's a sidewalk on each side. But the rest from 11th all the way to Bar Crab, there are no sidewalks. So the money that they're gonna spend on that, I think, is a waste. They could use that some other way. Nobody walks on the sidewalks anyway.
Okay. Anything else?
No, you want to see the pictures?
You can provide the board whatever you'd like. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. You can do that. Ms. Moore, I got you. I saw you have a question.
This is the way that it was when I didn't take care of it. See the bricks in the road, that's been there ever since. They're right there, straight across from this hill. I have sprinklers in there, because I thought that was wrong. Was that correct? I dug out because before, the city put gravel there.
We'll get them on a minute.
Said, I'm not gonna do that. They're like, "It's natural." Well, that's natural. So is the rest of my property now, since I only hold, hanging up this fence.
So let's go back to so we can.
I know that Alco can't pick up what.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to go too far deep
Yeah,
in this
absolutely.
because there is zoning that says that fences can't be erected in a public right of way.
Correct.
Um,
I need you to go back to the, yeah. You got to go back to the, so I know there are fences in that right of way. I don't know who issued those permits, but we should have never
All
been.
over the city.
Yeah, they should.
To the side.
Yeah, and we've made it a policy that we don't issue permits in
So
right of
let me
way.
buy the land.
We won't do that either. I highly doubt.
So who's gonna take care of it? You guys gonna?
You would just continue to take care of it the same as
It's
we
my responsibility?
same as I do and everyone else.
Oh,
so if you're asking for a vacation of any right of way, that would go in front of the common council.
That's a council issue.
If you're asking for any exceptions to setbacks for fences, that would go in front of the BZA.
Yeah, but we still don't we can't give someone a permit to build on something they don't own. Even though I know there are some that exist, we've made probably in the last 5 years. I can't think of any I've ever issued as the permit administrator in my time here to build in right of way. And we've denied quite a few of them through this board.
so that's definitely no, huh? But I'll even look at, even though you're gonna plant grass and all that.
Yeah, the sidewalk can go in the right of way, but we
Wait, how much is that gonna cost?
it doesn't.
150 feet of sidewalk, that don't matter,
Yeah.
just a waste of money.
Is there
One sidewalk,
any other comments that you might want to add into this or questions of Ms. Moore? Did you have a question? Okay. Okay, I'll open it up for public comment. Any public comment on this item?
Yes, this is Tommy Kolovic, 1316 Ohio Street. I know this area very well. My sister-in-law, Tiny, lives right across the street from Mr. Moss at 501 Maple Street. I've reviewed his property on Google Maps and Beacon. He's only got 49 feet of front and back property line. All the rest of the city easement. We need that city easement. We got our sewer and water and gas, our utilities under those. We can't fence in on our city right away. I'd like to do that myself with mine. When I moved there, I looked into that. Can't do it. We have an ordinance. It's 16.05 fences and walls. Subsection 3, fences and walls should not be erected on any city right of way. So It just says it right there. It needs to be denied 3-0. Thank you. We could all do that. You're gonna open up Pandora's box for all of every Michigan city to have their city right away on their adjoining property.
Any other public comments? Any other public comments? Any other public comments? Going once, going twice. All right, I'll close public comments. Any comments from the board? Ms. Moore, you sure? I thought you had a comment earlier. I just want to make sure you get everything answered. Okay. Ms. Tisdale?
Motion to deny.
Okay.
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale?
Aye.
Ms. Moore?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. All right, our next order of business is payroll claims docket, payroll docket. This is the payroll docket for October 17th, 2025. Any questions about that, or do you have any further? So our next order of business is payroll docket for October 17th, 2025. Anyone have any comments?
Motion to approve.
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale, Ms. Moore.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Next order of business is a claims docket for October 20th, 2025. Has everyone had a time to look that over? And if so, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll call for the vote.
Support.
Oh, yep. Sorry. Sorry. Call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale.
Aye.
Ms. Moore.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Okay, let's get on down here to our unfinished business. Got a few things on here. Okay. Unfinished business. Our first order of business for unfinished business is a sidewalk and parking space closure for construction. Fernando Patino, Undefeated Construction, is requesting a sidewalk closure and the closure of 2 parking spots in front of 1605 and 1607 Franklin Street for the debris removal and preservation work of 1605 Franklin Street until December 31st, 2025. This was tabled from our October 6th, 2025 meeting. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Fernando Patino, address 1018 Chicago Street. How's everybody doing today?
Good, good.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Give us an idea of what we're doing and that it's part of this project we've been working on.
Okay. Yes, sir. I do apologize. I wasn't here on October 6th. My grandfather passed away, but we got to continue forward. The idea for this is, it was an idea what we wanted to do in the front to be able to open up the doors to the front and be able to remove debris, garbage from the inside of the building. We've been successful with what we're doing right now in the back, removing all the trash from the back. I understand that they told me that we couldn't withdraw that to do the permit for the closure. We still had to continue using it. So, we got to move forward. There's been, I appreciate everybody who's been working on it, Ms. Wendy and her team, and my team as well. We finally got this morning, Mr. Charlie from High Street, I believe that is,
Mr.
Insurance.
King. Yep.
And he got in contact with my agent, and they're working on to finishing up the COI so we could be able to get it's called the subrogated waiver.
Okay.
And have that all done. It's being all reviewed. They did tell me that by this week I should be able to have that. And if we could continue, let's keep on going. Let's give this building a meaning.
Okay.
Again, I believe. I feel that there's many people who are frustrated with this, and I understand. We wouldn't be fighting for this building if it didn't mean anything. My goal here as a contractor is to be able to help our community as a local contractor for them to be able to have an opportunity to, see this building as it does for Mr. Warner Graff. It means a lot to him, and it means a lot to me to be able to help him out and make it happen. I believe that's my goal here as a local general contractor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Patino.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Just don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. There might be some questions of the board.
So currently we don't have the certificate of insurance though, correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
Okay.
Mr. Patino, did I know I don't doubt you talked to Mr. King, but did they give you an idea of when you would be getting, did they give you any idea this week, Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something?
Okay, they told me by the end of the week. That's
Okay.
got to be, I believe, it would be Friday because they don't open their offices. Some don't open their offices on Saturdays.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any questions of the board of Mr. Patino?
I don't have a question, but I just have a recommendation.
Absolutely.
I just would recommend that the insurance be completely in place before we move forward.
Yes, sir.
There's been too many issues that have come up. And I want to make sure that there's no confusions. That's why Mr. King got involved, so he could reach out to your agent.
Yes.
So
Yes, and they did, I apologize, I didn't mean to cut you off. They did communicate this morning and, there was, as you can see, Mr. John Vold, he withdrew his insurance because it was here and there and whatever it was, we finally got Mr. Charlie and my agent together and they're gonna check off all the squares that need to be,
But
or
just so
boxes.
the board knows, and let me finish, please.
Yes, ma'am.
That I gave this to Mr. Keen last week and I asked him to please reach out to the insurance agent on the other side because I thought it would be
Got it.
easier. So my perception was communication started last week and hopes that everything would be in place today and we could move forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions of the board of Mr. Patino or of Miss LePage? May, may I take this opportunity to bring up Miss Vache? Sorry, Wendy. Thank you for being here today. I was trying not to get you up here, but I know we had a plan submitted to us and everything of that nature. Can we, I know Ms. Moore had some questions about that earlier of me, and I just want to make sure that we take this opportunity because it all kind of goes together.
It does.
It goes hand in hand. Can you tell us about do you feel like the plan that's been submitted, I read through it today, it looks pretty, I feel like we've got all the pieces that we need to move forward with the project. We have the things you requested, that we requested, and it's a thorough plan. It's thought out. They have a professional guy working on the pieces that are going to hold up this facade and things of that nature. But anyways, can you just
Absolutely.
maybe enlighten us?
I certainly will. So Wendy Vache, Public Works Director, we're revisiting I'll call it the Board of Works Compliance Plan for 1605 Franklin Street. So we've been at this for a couple of months. One of the requests for the board, as we stayed the demo order, was for the petitioner, the property owner, to put forward a plan to be able to bring this property back into alignment with code. So we've been working on that ever since. As you know, I was at the October 6th meeting here where Mr. Patino was not able to be here. Mr. Graff was not able to be here. But I was here kind of presenting the plan as it's come together. I also went ahead and put together what I had and PDF did. I know we redacted a few things to make sure that you had it because I said that I would make sure that the board was given the plan. Let me say this. I think Mr. Patino, who is the general contractor, Undefeated Construction, there's been a struggle with the insurance for the closure. We just talked about that. Hopefully, we're coming to final resolution on that in short order. It has been a lot of back and forth. I think we've all learned a lot from the experience. I will say that the plan in place does account for the 100 days, as we spoke of. The major components of the work are included in that schedule, which is the first thing that you see. So it's very much a schedule-driven project. The clean out, which is pretty much phase one, is underway. Significant progress has been made on the clean out. The permit for that has been issued. All of that is in order. The first progress report to this board is due on the 24th of October. There are monthly progress reports in the compliance plan, so we'll get that soon. I have provided a suggested format to Mr. Graff for what that should look like. Very simple, just where are we with the schedule, how's everything going, and to provide photos so that you'll be able to see the progress. So let me say that. The second item, really in the critical path, is to get the building permit for the actual facade work. The reason the sidewalk closure is needed is because of the facade work, not the clean out work. The clean out work is being done from the back. The facade work permit is underway. It has been lacking detail. My understanding is Mr. John Vogt of Precision, who was up here earlier, he is the one that is designing the bracing structure that will brace the facade to the steel structure of the building. And that work is all in place. I feel very good about that in those qualifications. It's going to be great to see how this facade restoration actually comes out. I don't think we've seen a whole lot of that kind of work. I think it's good. I think Mr. Vogt's plan is good. What I need is for the permit to be completed so we can issue the permit. So we got an update on that today, so I will get with Ms. Downs and see where we are on the permit. So I'll say this, it's been a challenge on multiple fronts, but the relationship between the sidewalk closure and the permit, those two are the critical path to have them continue. We are on day 25 of 100. So that's where we are schedule-wise. I do believe a lot of work and effort has gone into this, and I really hope that we'll see it get over the hump. So that is my update. Happy to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions of Director Vacher?
Not to do with the sidewalk closure, but from your little presentation just
Sure.
now and the plan.
Mhm.
One of the things that I've not seen yet, and it's probably here and I just haven't seen it, is the tuck pointing part of it. Who is doing that? I don't know.
So the tuck pointing is part of the building permit and part of the facade for stabilization. So the permit that's in progress will include the stabilization of the facade, including the tuck pointing that will be done. And that's another reason why we got to close the sidewalk, because you don't want to do tuck pointing while people are trying to walk on the sidewalk. So those are related. They're in the same permit.
Okay, and that is going to be done by Mr.
Patino is still listed as the general contractor for the permit. Yes. And Mr. Vogt is also included in the permit application.
Okay, because the Precision little document that it doesn't say anything about the tuck pointing, and I just was not.
It's in the summary paragraph where it talks about the permitting, but yes, I can give you an update on that permit by all of that should be in order by the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the plan is more getting those benchmarks in there, making sure that we're reporting back, that we're progressing forward.
Yes,
But-
and we are.
Okay.
So we should have another update soon. We'll have a progress report on the 24th, and then we should have a permit and insurance in place by the next board meeting.
Okay.
And if not, we will have to revisit the plan.
Okay. Excellent. Any further questions of Director Vacher? I know you've been putting in some work on this one.
I have.
Ms. Tisdale, you got any questions? You're good? Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure everyone gets their questions answered. Okay. I will, I don't have any other questions, but I'm going to open up for public comments and then we'll see where we go. Any public comment on this item? Any public comment? Any public comment on this item? Anything online? Okay. I'm going to close public comment. Board members, you've heard Ms. LePage's recommendation. I have no doubt that Charlie and your insurance people will get this done. Once Charlie gets involved in something, it gets done. So I have no doubt on that. Any other comments or?
I do have one final.
Yeah.
I talked to Charlie like 15 minutes before coming here to see if everything's in place. He gave the insurance everything that his agent needs. So it's on his agent just to get us. So the loop should be closed right now. So it's just a matter of it getting to us.
Okay. Okay. Any other comments from the board? Mr. Patino, if you'd like to address us, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna comment, yes, that they got together and yes, hopefully this loop is gonna get closed. I appreciate you guys' time and everybody's hard work, including Ms. Wendy's team.
Okay, I just want to be able to make a decision and get you guys started because winter's coming,
Yes, sir.
So it's getting cold.
So yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other comments from the board? thoughts? Ms. Moore?
I have a comment, and I don't know what the right word is, but I am deeply perturbed, dismayed, frustrated, as everybody is,
Yes, ma'am.
that this process has taken so long when it should be very cut and dried on getting a certificate of insurance. And I just, the precedent that it could set for other people, I just don't understand. That's just something I'd like to have on record.
Any other thoughts on the board? Do I hear a motion? Anyone like to make a motion? I'll make a motion. I motion that we keep this on our tabled list until our November 3rd meeting. And I hope that all the COI stuff is in order. Please get it in order.
Yes, sir.
So that we can make I really want to make affirmative a motion forward. But right now, I'm going to motion that we table this till our October 3rd meeting, which will be the first meeting in October. I'm sorry, November 3rd meeting, which will be our first meeting in November. And that's my motion.
Appreciate you guys' time. Thank you.
Do I hear a second? Anyone?
Second.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale.
Aye.
Ms. Moore.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. All right, on to our other business. Request for traffic signage. Steve Novak of 120 Woodside Drive is requesting a caution hidden drive sign to be placed westbound and eastbound on Barker Road to warn drivers that cars are entering and exiting Woodside Drive. This was tabled from our October 6th, 2025 meeting. Engineer Warner and or Commander Jesse, have you guys had time to review this? And are there any recommendations?
Tim Warner, City Engineer. At the last meeting on the 6th, the motion was made to refer the request to the Street Department and Vector Control Departments to clear the vegetation, and then the city engineer to investigate the roadway. I've not heard from Street Department or Vector if that has been done. I was only in the office Friday last week, and I'm just catching up today. I haven't had a chance to go out and take a look, so I don't have any information on whether the vegetation has been cut back like we discussed at the meeting on the 6th. Well, so.
Oh, okay. Any idea when we can get to the vegetation so you can assess it? I'm looking at Mr. Smith. I assume that may not be your department. It may be the other department, but maybe you can give us some information.
Good afternoon, Sean Smith, Street Director. Yes, I'd like to take a further look at this. I'll meet up with the Vector Control Department and see what could be done. So can we keep this on till the next?
On table it to our November 3rd. That's
Yeah.
time for you. Okay.
Yes.
And then have Mr. Werner come out there and kind of look at the view, the view triangle, the view
Site-
sheds, whatever site
yeah.
triangles.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Anyone like to make a motion to that effect?
Motion to table until our November 3rd meeting.
Okay.
Support.
Call for the vote. Miss Tisdale.
Aye.
Miss Moore.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Okay. Next order of business is Nancy. It's the best. Yes, absolutely. No, it's not. It's my mind at the end of the day. Request for signage or striping. Nancy Cross, 501 Pearl Street, is requesting striping or signage to stop people from parking either partially or fully on the sidewalk that is on the north side of Elston from Lafayette Street to Spring Street. This was tabled from our July 21st, 2025 meeting. Any updates on this, Mr. Werner and or Mr. Smith?
Yes, this work was done 2 weeks ago. We made, we did a white parking area and we also painted the curb yellow.
Excellent. I saw the parking spaces down there. They look good. Yeah. Captain, Commander, you've not gotten any calls on it, I guess, is my question.
I don't believe so. I have not driven by
Okay.
since it's all been completed, but to my knowledge, there's been no more calls for service since the last time I think it was actually discussed at the Board of Works here.
But worst case scenario, you have the tools now, you have the yellow paint, stay in this, you park here in this space, so you have the tools.
Hopefully that'll encourage everyone to not pull off so much to the right to avoid being sideswiped. They now know where
Yeah.
the parking stall is, and it'll.
And should you have to issue something, you have a tool, you have the yellow line. So, I would say we could take this off of our list. Do you guys agree? Okay. Can I make a motion that we remove this from our pending items list at this time because it's been completed?
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale. Ms. Moore.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Great. All right. Next order of business is a request for traffic control. Matt Cipolla of 156 Mayfield Drive is requesting the following: 2 speed bumps near Paladin at the Old Neiman Elementary School, one on Royal Road and one on Tryon to slow down traffic and trucks, or to lower the speed limit in that area to 20 miles per hour. And then 2 construction zones to be posted and have a construction speed limit of 20 miles per hour. This was tabled from our September 15th, 2025 meeting. I think we denied the bumps though at that meeting. That's okay. We did deny that, but then if I'm not mistaken, we put our speed truck, a radar a trailer out there, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Any report back on that before I'm sorry, Mr. I will get to you. Yeah.
Yes, the radar trailer's been out there. There's been a little bit of officers sitting out there.
Any warnings?
What?
Any warnings?
There have been some traffic stops out there.
Excellent.
Due to some of the technology issues, I don't have all of my data on that aspect, and that has also made it a little harder. I've driven out the area as well with my radar on, trying to see, and I have a different type of patrol vehicle, so wouldn't be as noticeable. I didn't see any speeders when I've been driving around. Again, it's hard to kind of catch when exactly the trucks are coming through. There have been some issues with being able to sit out there with the other patrol shifts due to limited technology, where they've had to come back to station more than they would have in the past. But once we get through that, it'll be a little better. But in speaking to them on the phone probably a couple weeks ago, it seems to have worked a little bit. So once we're kind of back up and running smoother, there'll be a little bit more officers sitting out there as well.
Do we still have it out there, trailer out there?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Mr. Cipolla, if you would like to address the board, go ahead. You made time to come here, so I want to
Yeah, appreciate it. At Cipolla, 156 Mayfield. Radar, good suggestion. It has helped. There's early morning people from 5 to 6 going to factories that, when it's dark out, doesn't seem that they keep going. They're flying. That's a temporary solution. I came up with a couple ideas, maybe a long-term, and I appreciate you acknowledging there is a traffic and speed problem out there. One gentleman said like a truck enforcement sign. I mean, that's maybe not a bad idea. Everyone's been into New Buffalo, I'm sure. When you come off of 94, there's that little radar thing, and it's on a telephone pole. I think it's hardwired to the street light. I mean, maybe that's a long-term kind of thing that might be a good idea. Just something to consider, or maybe the stop sign right there on the corner. It's got the flashing bright LEDs so trucks and cars coming over that hill by the school, that like starts flashing at them. And I mean, that might slow them down a little bit, but appreciate the radar. It is working like 60-70% of the time. People just don't care. They'll keep going, but it's definitely slowed the area down a little bit.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any questions of anyone from the board? Any questions of Ms. Cipolla or Commander? Okay. Any thoughts from the board? Would you want to keep this on? Or you want to hear a report back? Your thoughts?
I'd like to keep it on, at least until our next meeting. Hopefully the technology will be figured out. And
I hope so too. Okay. Is that something you want to do, board? Okay. Does anyone want to make a motion? And then could we maybe just change the motion to keep the radar trailer there and let that be our what we're carrying through. Anyone like to make a motion?
I make a motion to table this to continue this until our next meeting with the radar done there and get a better report back for tickets and warnings.
Support.
Okay, I'll call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale.
Aye.
Ms. Moore.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Commander, thank you for the information. Hopefully technology does get back up and going. We can head back. Okay, our next order of business is public comment. Are there any public comments? Any public comments tonight? Any public comments? Any public comments?
Ernie Hollahan.
Good afternoon, Ernie.
I'm a little behind on everything.
You're okay.
Well, one thing I want to bring up is the dumping around the city. Springland at 212. That was a big pile of stuff there one day. I guess the city picked it up. It was gone. But the following day, there was even a bigger pile there. It's gone also, but somebody is illegally dumping there. Plus all over the city. I see bags of garbage all over the city. Like I said, I'm a little behind. I haven't been here in a while for medical reasons. And a little later, I won't be here if I get my surgery approved. But I wanted to catch up a little bit.
Sure.
But that was one main issue I've noticed around town.
Just a lot of dumping.
Yeah. And I don't see many streets that have gotten paved this year. And some of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
And the last I remember, someone had mentioned they were going to do Michigan Boulevard from here to Carroll Ave. And it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened with that deal, but that didn't get done. So I suppose.
Yeah.
Stick around for the city council meeting and maybe the mayor will be there and can answer that question for me. I don't know if we ran out of money or what happened on that one, but it's good seeing y'all.
Good to see you too, Ernie. Any other public comments?
Yes, Tommy Kolovic, 1316 Ohio Strategy. Just want to mention this, we're getting into our winter season now. I just want to thank everybody in the city team for taking on my emails and my requests for these little nitpicky things I always be complaining about. Sean and Brett and the Chief Commander Jesse and the Board of Works and everybody in the council for always me getting in, rubbing my rebel rouser. I'll probably just kind of ease off for a while now. While we're in the cold weather months, but I'll pick it back up in the spring. But just keep up the good work and thank you for all your service and all you do for the city. Thank you.
We look forward to it, Tommy.
Scott Mellon, 200 Kenwood Place. I've actually got a couple of things. I was actually going to compliment the city on how good it's looking. The places I drive around, I don't see a lot of garbage. I mean, we do live in an urban area. There's always going to be litter bugs, but for the most part, I think the city looks pretty darn good. And as we know, there were some specific sites addressed in the last week or two after people's complaints. So it's good that the city is listening, but I think the city's doing a good job. I did want to bring attention to the board. I don't know what we call the old the composting site on Hitchcock where we were having that dumping. Mm-hmm. I might have missed a meeting where we approved a fence to be placed outside the gates there, but I don't see how it's legal. This fence is basically on the street line. That can't be okay, that we have a 6-foot chain link fence within feet of the road. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but I suggest you do a drive-by.
Yeah, it's not this board it would be the sanitary board.
Well, I don't know who approved it. Yeah. I don't think it's legal, and I think it's a danger, and somebody needs to look at it. I believe we had more paving done this year than in previous years, like double the number based on matching grants and bonus grants, if I'm not mistaken. So we can't pave it all, but we paved more than we've paved in probably the last 2 decades in 1 year. There's just unending need. I will bring one more thing that's every engineer's favorite complaint, which is abandoned telephone poles. And we all know that that's a NIPSCO thing. And we all know that when they replace the electric wires and put in a new pole, they often abandon the old pole that gets cut off to be for telecom and the other things. But there are some poles that have been abandoned that have nothing connected to them. And one in particular is the northwest corner of Earl and Ohio in front of the VFW. And that thing is within feet of, it's the first thing somebody would hit. So it seems to be an unnecessary danger that has far outlived its usefulness, has been abandoned, and is a clear and present danger that I think somebody should look at. I don't know who can call who. Is it gone? Dang it. Well, I know Tommy's got a list of other ones. Well, thanks for the good work. But there's still that fence outside Hitchcock that somebody's.
Mile Street alone.
There you go.
From city.
It's magic, Scott.
Brazil works, man. Still if you have a second.
Any other public comments tonight? Any other public comments? Anything at all? Anything online? Any other public comments? Okay, not hearing any more public comments. I'm gonna close public comments. Are there any board comments tonight? Innocent Tisdale, you sure?
I love our people. That's all I have to say. I love our people.
Right. Ms. Moore, would you have any comments you would like to make? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I just make one? I want to appreciate Ms. Vacher for helping out with Mr. Warner. I really want to. I personally don't want to see a missing hole there. I'd like to see this thing, at least the facade, stay. I'm trying to be as nice about it as possible, but I do think we're going to get this thing over the finish line. We have learned a lot from this process, and I think that's really good for us as a board, as a department, to learn when we do these. And I know it's frustrating to not see it happen, but it's just like I also don't want to see a missing hole there. I'd like to give them a chance to do this, and I just appreciate y'all's. I appreciate the board's patience. So and Ms. Vacher, thank you for your patience of working with us. So that's my comment. Motion to adjourn?
Support.
Call for the vote. All in favor? All right.